Okay, hey everybody, it's Elgin, Mr. E Hustle from the Elgin and Pilar Walker team, and on our podcast today, out of a special demand, we're going to talk a little bit about first-time buyers and buying for the first time. So we're going to spend a few minutes on this, and hopefully I'm able to give you guys some value, and hopefully if you are considering purchasing a home for the first time or any time, that these are steps that you will take. So one of the things I like to do in real estate, and I was taught this by my dad, is to always reduce things to its least common denominator. So I believe that you can really complicate things unnecessarily, and you could also just follow some very simple steps, not always easy, but simple steps that will help you achieve your goals, whatever your goals may be at that particular time. So what people seem to do majority of the time is the first thing they do is they say, I want to buy a house. So they hop on the internet and they start looking at houses and they start looking at cities, and you get really engulfed in that part of the process. You'll tend to maybe find something that you like to see, and you hit up the realtor that you know, or you hit up the realtor that is the listing agent on Zillow or Redfin or Realtor.com, whatever it is, and then you say, hey, I want to go see this house on 1234 Main Street, or I want to go see some homes. If the realtor is not properly prepared, you hop in that realtor's car and they start showing you houses, and then you see something that you like, and then you say, okay, I want to buy it. Then at that particular point, the realtor starts telling you about getting pre-approved or this, that, or you start talking about, I need to get a loan and all these types of things. And that is 100% exactly the wrong way to go about this. So, first thing that you should do is you should, in my opinion, hopefully find a real estate agent that you feel comfortable with, that you can trust. And if you don't do that, at least go to a mortgage person. Now, the reason why I say go to a real estate person first is they may be able to help guide you into where you get your loan pre-approved at, or at least whom to speak to. So, you decided to buy a house and you call the Elgin and Pilar Walker team. We're going to talk to you for a little bit, get some ideas of what you're talking about, and we are immediately, before showing you homes or anything else, we're going to get you to a loan officer to get you pre-approved. Now, why do we do that? Well, number one is we want to make sure that when we get to the point of writing an offer for you, that we have all the tools necessary to possibly get your offer accepted. Okay? That's one. More importantly, we want you looking at homes, and we want to show you homes excuse me, that are in the price range that if you like the home, you can afford to purchase it. So let's suppose that we're now looking in the price range, and let's say it's $500,000, just for whatever's sake. That means we're not going to be looking at homes for $600,000 trying to make offers to get the people to come down to 5. We're going to look at nothing above 5. We're going to look at 5 and lower. Then we're going to look in the areas that you want to purchase. Now, let's suppose that there's nothing for $500,000 in the area that you want to purchase. Well, at that particular point, you and your family are going to have to make a decision of what other areas you will consider. I would tell you to do that versus not buying. Now, that does not work 100% of the time, but I will tell you that every month you are paying to live somewhere. So if you are paying your landlord, you are paying your landlord's legacy for their family, their children, and their grandchildren. If you are purchasing for yourself, you are building your own legacy. Not to mention the tax benefits and all that other stuff. Not even to mention all that technical stuff. The bottom line is you are purchasing something for you and your family. And remember, you do not have to stay there once you purchase it. Most of us have taken stepping stones into whatever situation we're in now. We did not start off, like we speak from our family, we did not start off in the home that we're in now. Trust me, we went through a few moves before we got to the home that we're in now, and that we happen to like a little bit. So we get you pre-approved, okay? Now, to me, this is a step that sometimes people do not take, which I think is even more important than the pre-approval amount. Let's suppose that you are pre-approved for $500,000. But when we look at whatever the mortgage payment is, you realistically not sure you can monthly afford it long term. Now, what do I mean by long term? I mean this. You should not purchase a house that you're going to live in with the impression that, you know what, if I'm struggling, 6 months from now I can sell it or I can refinance it and it'll be no big deal. You should not ever do that. Why? Because the market may turn against you. Turn against you meaning that the interest rates continue to go up and you can't refinance it. Meaning that the property value drops and now you're not in a position to sell the home and get out of it. You starting to follow me? So you want to purchase something with the understanding that if the market goes against you for a little bit or you don't get a lot of appreciation immediately, that you are comfortable in making that payment. That way, no matter what the market does, you're okay. You following me? So, hey, worst case scenarios, you stay here a little bit longer. But we can make the payment. And we're not paying somebody else's rent. We're paying our own mortgage and building additional equity into the house for our family. So you have that piece. Here's the other thing I would look into, especially if you are a first-timer. Look into some of the lower down payment programs that are out there. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there where they say it's no money down, this, that, and for lack of a better way of putting it, it just doesn't work. Now, there's some other programs out there that, in my opinion, are great. Your FHA programs. In most cases, it's 3.5% down. It's all based upon your ratios, meaning your debts versus what you're bringing in per month. And it's fixed rate loans. They're government backed, great loans. There are also some conventional loans out there with like 3 and 5% down that certain banks offer. And you're a veteran. There's VA loans that are no money down. I'll even tell some of you to look into the NACA home loans. NACA has a program, and if you need someone to talk to, I've got someone you can speak with about it. They have a program when you're buying for the first time that literally will help you with your down payment or finance a lot of your costs. In my opinion, it's a pretty good program. It's not easy to qualify for it, but it's not as hard as some people think either. So there's some opportunity there. That way you get in and you're leveraging yourself, and you're not necessarily having to save up to put that 10 or 20%, 25% down. Because again, let's face it, if you're looking at a home again, say $500,000, and you need to put 10% down, that's 50 grand. And if you need to pay 20% down, we're talking 100, right? Well, not everyone has the ability to save that type of money or have a windfall of that type of money before they purchase their first home. So that's why I tell you to look into some of these other programs. I know you say, well, $500,000 is probably, maybe it's higher than in the areas that you're looking. That's great. That just brings all the numbers down for you. But in an awful lot of cases, depending upon where you're at, in areas that I service, $500,000 is right now a entry-level position into a single-family home or close to it. So that being said, once you've achieved those steps where you've gotten your pre-approval, we know we want to be in price range, we know where we want to be as far as monthly payment. Now you and the real estate agent of your choice, me, can help you begin to look at properties and keep it into a range that is comfortable for you. We can get you into looking at stuff, and now we're in position to negotiate for you because we've already gotten your pre-approval. You've already gotten your proof of funds. You've already put yourself in position. So now it's just a matter of finding that home and then hopefully negotiating the best deal we can for you based upon what the market is. The market might be in a situation like we are today where there are a lot of multiple offers. If there's a multiple offer, we need to put your offer in the best light. You may have to do a few things negotiating wise that are a little bit aggressive or a little bit different to help you get your home of choice. Or it may take a couple of times writing a few offers before you actually get one accepted, the home that you like. That strategy is where we go to next. And then from there, of course, once we secure the property, you go into the escrow phase. That will be for another podcast, is what is escrow, what happens in escrow, how do you close escrow. Hopefully, this is some value for you that will help you for the first time in buying a piece of property. And if you have questions, if you have a need to speak to a loan officer, if you would like to speak to the Elgin and Walker team directly in regarding getting yourself in position to purchase, we love the opportunity to help you. So remember, no matter what you're going through in life, it's just a temporary condition because things do change. And no matter what it truly is, it's a great life. God bless. Thank you for listening to our podcast.